Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here at weatherweb.net. This is your look ahead on Monday the 26th of October. Thanks again for watching. And out here in the west of Wales, we've seen some spectacular sunrises over the last few days. This was taken just after sunrise today, and you see here the altocumulus cloud, just a single little area of altocumulus cloud in some otherwise mostly clear skies. But surprise, surprise, look what was close by. Yep, the jet stream. Here it is, coming in across the northeastern parts of Canada into southern parts of Greenland, down into the Atlantic, then back northwards here across Ireland and across the west of Wales during this morning. Then it meanders its way back down here. And in fact, we've had some fantastic clouds out here all day long, including some wave cloud and some lenticularis as well, all indicative of warmer air at higher levels. And this was a 500 millibar chart from this morning. There is the jet that we've just seen through here. And you notice the low in the heights towards the west of the UK, pumping northwards this ever warmer air from Iberia and across France. And what that's doing in turn is building the ridge that you see there off towards the east of the country. So it builds the ridge that you see and effectively builds pressure off towards the east here. It gives us a real good indication as well as to how things might develop, because if this trough gets cut off properly, then what we could find is that this feature here just eases up, sinks its way southeastwards. Still going to be a main feature and probably gets pepped up as troughs out here towards the west come into the back of it, but essentially that feature just getting cut off and drifting southeastwards, which maintains our mild south to southeasterly flow. Question is, how long does that go on for? Of course, Gary will have all the details for you in the fast forecast. So that time a year ago, again though, when we start looking at the snow cover across the northern hemisphere. This is as of yesterday, so this is as of Sunday afternoon, and what we're seeing here is snow cover mostly across northern and central parts of Russia. There it is across Greenland and also just in the northern parts of the States as well. Now, if we just compare the position that we've got this year with last year, you can see that last year the extent was certainly further south at this time of year across Eurasia, similar across northern parts of the States, although more cloud this year in northeastern parts of Canada. And snow cover does have an impact on our weather through the winter, so that's a chart that we'll be updating you on regularly over the coming weeks and months. Now, not much snow, additional snow at least across Europe during the course of the coming week. This is the position for snow cover as of this afternoon, and you notice it's usual suspects really starting to build now over the mountains of Norway up towards the northeast as well here. Some snow appearing in the Alps. Also we've got some snow here coming into the far west of Russia. And in a week's time, it looks like very little will have changed overall. Again though, these charts now worth keeping your eye on. Go to weatherweb.net and click on Euro Snow, and that will give you the snow prediction charts in 6-hour steps. It's certainly worthwhile keeping your eye on from now onwards as snow becomes a risk across much of Europe and the northern hemisphere. Not much risk in the next week though. This is forecast temperature anomalies for the coming week from Karsten Haustein's site. And yeah, we've got colder than normal temperatures across central parts and western parts of Russia here, and also colder than normal temperatures across the far northeastern parts of Canada, but generally warm across the States, warm across western parts of Europe, and very warm across northern and eastern parts of Russia as well. And this overall pattern of the trough out towards the west is one that the CFS is very keen to maintain. Here's the cold plunge coming into the States. Here is the trough west of the UK. There's our ridge off towards the east. This is the prediction for week 1 up to the 1st of November. So it certainly wants to keep this trough idea off towards the west of the country, keeping western areas generally more unsettled. It likes the idea of getting the higher than normal heights built in through week 2 from the 2nd to the 8th of November. Still got evidence of a trough here, but it tries to get that high in, perhaps trying to get an east to southeasterly going across eastern and southern parts of the country. And then it maintains the high in position with a trough out towards the west in week 3. There's the trough, there's the ridge off towards the east, most unsettled conditions through the west, and then into week 4, getting into the middle part of November, 16th to the 22nd, then it tries to get the trough in here in the Atlantic, brings in a cooler northwesterly wind. If you were watching yesterday, then you'll know what the MJO looked like, and it kind of contradicts this version that the CFS is showing. And that was because it's bringing us through phases 1, with a trough off towards the east, which of course is what we're seeing now, the ridge off towards the trough off towards the west, the ridge off towards the east, and it keeps that position going really through till around about the 3rd of November. Then we go phase 2, which is a much more unsettled pattern, and a ridge building into the south. So it's bringing us into phase 2 here around about the 3rd of November, lasting through till around about the 10th of November. So that's a more unsettled pattern, much more unsettled than the CFS is trying to show, even though this is based on the same data. So there's a real argument there in the CFS as to how this turns out. I actually think this idea of a strong westerly but with a ridge building into the south is one to go with at the moment, and it's certainly one the ECMWF follows. Then pressure building as we get into phase 3, around about the 11th of the month. So there's the ridge build towards the south, still a trough north and west, unsettled conditions there, and then all eyes out for mode 4, for phase 4, which looks like this, with a big ridge, big trough in the Atlantic, big ridge through the UK, trough towards the east, a mega ridge high up here, and that brings in a cooler east to southeasterly flow, pulling us into phase 4 around about the 20th of the month. Oh, it's my birthday on the 21st. Have I mentioned that before? All gifts welcome. But yeah, it takes us into phase 4 around about the 20th. So this is what we were talking about yesterday, with a colder look to that mid to late part of November. But the reason for showing you this is just to reiterate that the forecast from the CFS is differing from that the data suggests through the MJO. Now, if you'd like to know more about the weather and the way it works, then why not take a look at my WeatherWise DVD? I know that many thousands of you have already got this, but it may be that you haven't. My WeatherWise DVD is 2 hours worth of weather training. It's in little 5-minute snippets, so you can dip in and out as you need. It's perfect if you want to know more about the fascinating world of weather. It also makes an ideal Christmas present for you or for someone else. And there's my book as well, The Pocket Weather Forecaster, which is how to identify clouds and the weather they foretell. Both of those are available at the WeatherWeb bookstore. Just go to weatherweb.net/books, and you can get all information on those at weatherweb.net. But they're available to order now and are ready for instant dispatch. So fill your boots with weather as we head up towards Christmas. And I'm going to leave you with that for now, but whatever you're doing, have a great day. Thanks again for watching. Keep the sun shining, and bye for now.